Welcome to this episode of the Connecting Faith to Life podcast. I'm Trey Rhodes, the Connections pastor at Northwood Baptist Church here in North Charleston, South Carolina. In just a few moments, our lead pastor, Dr. Tommy will be joining the conversation as well. In our crazy and chaotic world, our hope is that these few minutes will help you stop and reflect on your relationship with Jesus as you learn to connect Christ-centered faith to your everyday life. And we are on episode 293 of the Connecting Faith to Life podcast. And we appreciate you getting the word out, all the ways that you do, social media, at church, at small group, phone calls, text messages, and just continue to do that. It will help us always. And as Pastor Tommy says at the end as well, anything you can do to give us 5-star ratings and get it helps us to expand our draw on people. So just do that. Don't check boxes, though, right? You just hit stars.
Yeah, so what grocery stores get 5-star ratings for you, Pops?
What grocery? Oh,
is there a grocery
that's
store?
Obvious.
What's that?
We love Harris Teeter. I can't afford it, but, man, I love Harris Teeter.
All I can do is walk through it.
Yeah, exactly. So we have to shop at Walmart, but they don't get a 5-star rating.
No, they do not. Well, we hope that out of all the podcasts, that Connecting Faith to Life is a Harris Teeter.
All right, there you go.
A Harris Teeter podcast.
A Harris Teeter podcast.
That you can't afford to listen to us.
Amen.
But you sure do like us. Or something like that.
I'll take it. That works.
Yeah.
So anyway, get the word out, and we appreciate it. And keep on listening. I know some of you are catching up, and we appreciate you doing that. And so listen to this one on the time you should, and then go back and keep on listening as you go along. So. And it won't be long. The summer breaks will start spring break, and so they'll have these ridiculous amounts of time traveling to Orlando
some
and
free
stuff.
Time Are you going to Orlando?
No, I'm not.
You have a summer vacation
I'm
planned
done with
yet?
Orlando. No, I don't.
I think I told you this. We're going to Williamsburg, Virginia.
Ah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Have you been before?
When I was like in 8th grade. So it's been a couple of years.
I love Williamsburg.
It's been a couple of years. Back in the dark ages, I went.
The boys might not enjoy it as much.
Luke has gone before. Luke went when he was in 7th grade. They did a trip there for his class, and he enjoyed it. So I think it'd be fun. I mean, there's lots to do. There's Busch Gardens.
There is lots to do.
We'll go to D.C. for a couple of days and, do all the D.C. stuff. And I think it'd be fun. We'll see. I mean, we're going to enjoy it. They need to learn history. History's important, I think. We'll find out.
Especially Williamsburg.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff there. I'm looking forward to
your
going
wife
back.
will want to buy candles.
I like candles. I'm cool with that.
Okay, so
I like
anyway,
candles.
they make them. They make them right there. So it's really cool.
Good. Well, we have with us on today's episode Buck Browning, Pastor Buck Browning.
Yes.
And so what we're having Buck, or the reason why we're having Buck on the episode, is I want just to take some time and to hear about what's going on in one of our churches within the family of churches. We do this every now and then. We've had Jay over at Northwood Berkeley on the conversation with us before. Back in the olden days when Kevin Cook was a resident here at Northwood, we had him on the podcast to talk about what it looked like to be a resident at Northwood. Kevin Cook is now with Buck over at Northwood Wando as one of the pastors there. Buck is the lead pastor. And Buck, how long have you been there now? When did we get all this stuff started? I forget.
Well, I think it was last December.
Is that when you officially started?
No, I think that's when it was told you should be praying about this and really considering.
So we're talking December 23.
December of,
it'd be 23.
What year is
it's
this?
25 now. So
Gosh, wait.
Yeah.
Time December
flies.
23.
Yeah.
And wow.
Time flies.
Because at that time, you were serving on our staff as an assistant student minister, and you were sitting in the, I don't know how to describe that office. The office where we put the leftovers.
Yes. the transitional office.
The transitional office. Where we put you, and there have been several, not leftovers, but that is the
overflow. How about that?
That's the overflow office.
Yeah,
where we put 4 or 5 people in there at a time and see, I'll figure this thing out in here. It's like the Hunger Games. Just see who survives. But you and Kevin were in there, and I remember coming in there and saying, "Hey, y'all need to consider getting out of here.
That's right.
Got a church for you."
That's right.
And at that time, remind us about your struggle with call to ministry, because you came to Northwood. You had just retired from the Navy. You were exploring a call to ministry. We brought you on our staff to work with Cody, and you were kind of figuring out call. And then I said, hey, Buck, I think pastoring a church might be in your future. Why don't you pray about that? What were your thoughts? How did that go for you?
You're crazy. Because wow, like just a couple years ago, I mean, even before I got out of the Navy and started coming here to this church, it was there have been faithful men throughout my life who have said I should consider someday going into a life of ministry, and I thought everyone was crazy. I couldn't imagine that, couldn't picture that. Now, I wanted to be involved in the church, and so I was looking forward to getting out of the Navy and increasing my involvement volunteer-wise with the church. But beyond that, I didn't really expect more. And then after getting out of the Navy, I went and started a job as a biomed for a dialysis company. And I started to get so busy in that my time with the church actually went down. And I felt like I was doing less for ministry, and I was becoming so overly busy that I just realized, like, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Which is when I came to you to have that conversation of, because I had started your preaching lab, which that to me was always the first funny conversation, was when you asked me to participate in preaching lab. And I said, no, because you need to have people who are actually going to go into ministry for that.
I remember that, yeah.
Sure enough, we did that. And through that, I got to do some itinerant preaching at various churches. And it was after a couple of those churches asked me to consider, consider doing a bivocational pastor there. That I was like, what are you guys talking about? That we sat down and had that conversation. And I remember saying, I don't think that I'm qualified for this. I don't think this is right for me. And I remember you said, well, the qualification's not the question. Is it wise right now? Because obviously I had no training in ministry. And that's when Pastor Jay had gone off to Berkeley from being a student minister here. And so there was that opportunity as Cody was moving up to full time to step in as an assistant to the student ministry and learn about ministry. And so that's when I stepped down with what I was doing to part-time and started doing student ministry. And it was so eye-opening as I started to grow there, and just having an opportunity to start learning what it means to pastor with students, with middle school students. And then next thing you know, we're coming up in that November, and you said, I think there's another step for you. And again, I thought you were crazy. And as you had us pray on that, especially as you were talking about praying about it being a replant, as we started to have that relationship with Wando Woods, and considering a replant, and started reading books on it, and starting to study and pray on it, and looking at the experiences I had in the Navy, just the nature of the Navy, changing jobs every 3 years, having to do all kinds of different jobs, rebuilding divisions and setting up programs. It became clear, like with what a replant requires, like God's been preparing me for this, whether I knew it or not, for a long time. And that was really wild. And my wife and I having a conversation, because how far and how different things are for us in our life. Because when we first got married, I wasn't a Christian, and seeing my life with her in the first 8 years of just not a good marriage, not a good husband. And then here we are, pastoring a church. Like, it's
not where you thought you would be.
No, not at all. So that's how, through that, and now there's no question, like I'm exactly where
where God wants you to be. And you have had an incredible journey, and we saw it when you came here, Buck. We saw ministry all over you. We saw pastor all over you, and we're just thankful that you were willing to walk through that and investigate that calling that God, we thought, was obvious God had obviously placed on your life, and now that you're walking in that and doing it well. And but your story is unique and not unique. It's unique in the fact that this wasn't something you determined to do as a young man, graduate college, go to seminary, get the seminary degree, and then go start pastoring churches and work your way up from an associate to whatever the ladder is that you're supposed to climb in ministry, whatever. Your story is unique in the way that, and there are other guys who've done this too, that you had a completely different life, completely different career, and in the middle of your life, because you're almost as old as I am.
Almost. Not quite.
but close.
Close.
But in your middle-aged, right? I mean, in that season of being a middle-aged man, a radical shift of direction, being in, secular employment, coming out of the military to doing ministry almost in a full-time way. I know you're kind of bivocational there, but you spend a lot of time in ministry. So, that's a pretty radical shift, not only for you, but for your wife, your family. Your wife obviously did not marry a pastor.
No.
She's married to one now. I know that when Stacy and I were dating, I was a pastor. She knew what she was getting into. Your wife didn't see this coming either, right? So how has that affected your family? Going from Navy to retired to figuring out a career thing, and now all of a sudden here you are as a pastor of a church. How's that affected your family and specifically your marriage?
Well, for our marriage, I want to say that we are growing, continuing to grow even in our marriage, and but there is a lot more of accountability, if you will. Just the reminders of remember what we're doing now matters, and having to think through some things on what does it look like in our life and what we are doing, and how do we both be more involved in the things around the church together? Yeah. And for Maria, I mean, she's because she's always done so amazing with what she's been doing with homeschooling the children and being involved in their schooling, and now, she's already been involved. Randy's asked her several times where she's been doing discipleships with various girls, and it is always incredible when you see the growth in these girls that she's been discipling.
That's right.
Where she questions, whether she's doing what she's supposed to do, but man, you see incredible growth in these girls and a desire to continue to be discipled by her. And so I don't think she realizes it yet, but I think like as she grows in that, and as we grow in relationship with those at the church, that I think she's going to be huge in helping us with
absolutely
with discipleship with women there.
Absolutely. So when you think about being a pastor, you've been a pastor now for about a year. I forget when it was you actually were installed at Wando. It hasn't been quite a year.
Installed at Wando was just this past June.
Okay, so not a year yet. About 8-9 months in. We'll come up on a year in June. What have, for you personally, coming into this thing, brand new pastor, you're working on your seminary education now, you're obviously very well discipled, and you had a great Bible knowledge just from the discipleship you'd received in various places over the years. What have been some of the biggest challenges for you in pastoral ministry thus far? What has surprised you? Oh, this is harder than I thought it would be. What were those couple of things that have really stood out as, man, this is harder than I thought it would be?
Oh gosh, it's the care, as you get to know the people in the church and recognize that there are, especially at Wando Woods, we have so many, because it was such an older congregation. Yeah. We have so many that haven't been able to come to the church, and so there are several who just, it's not because we've changed that they don't come. It's that they had reached a time in their life where getting there becomes less than a possibility, and so heart for the emotional pull to people that in some cases I haven't even met yet.
Yeah.
And wanting to get out and finding the time management, right? To go and get out to visit those who aren't able to come, right? And we've got our deacons, John and Ty and James, have been incredibly helpful in helping me to get out to meet some at this point, but because of what I've been doing, trying to realize I was taking too many classes for seminary at one time, on top of doing bivocational ministry and everything else, and trying to also make sure that I don't lose my family this, right? Because
that's true.
Having to remember they're my first ministry.
That's right.
Amen.
And so, but still having the pull on the heart for the people of the church, and the guilt I feel when I can't be there when people are going through things, and trying to get there, right? Like it's it weighs on you in a way that I didn't like every other job. You go to work
and you go home.
Yep.
And even with the Navy, like you don't necessarily. You're always on call 24/7, but at the same time, like, if you don't answer your phone, you don't answer your phone.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But here it's like, man, you don't answer your phone. Somebody's going through something that they need. Yeah. They needed that someone to reach out to.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I always think about it like this, right? Like, I remember going through seminary and having professors or other pastors say things like, "Oh, ministry is the hardest job there is," and it's difficult. But I would think that being in the Navy is pretty hard too. You know what I'm saying? Like there are lots of careers that are challenging.
Absolutely.
I don't strap up a gun on my waist every day hoping that I don't get shot at by a bad guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not a police officer. Like every day, leave the house wondering if I'm coming home. You know what I'm saying? What kind of encounter I'm going to have on the highway? Like so there are lots of extremely difficult careers out there. So I wouldn't be one to say that, being a pastor is the most difficult career, because I think there's lots of difficult careers. But I would say what I've discovered in 20-something years of being a minister is that that there is a unique weight in being a pastor.
Yes.
That's unlike any other career. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a weight you can, you can't, like lots of jobs are hard. That's life. We all have hard jobs, but there's this unique weight. Like you feel the spiritual weight for the souls of your people that you're caring for, and then you also, and this is a good thing I think, because this is where you're reminded of God's sufficiency. You feel on a regular basis like your limitedness. Like there's no way possible I can minister to all these people.
That's right.
And God doesn't intend for you to minister to everybody, right? He wants you to minister to those He's placed in your path. He wants you to, do what we're doing, develop teams to help with that, and equip people to do ministry together. But still, there's a significant weight that you feel in ministry that just doesn't go away. I remember this is your interview, not mine. But I remember before I came to Northwood, I had from my previous church a month of vacation time I had not used, or maybe more than that. So before I came to Northwood, the church I was at, they agreed to let me have my vacation time. So I resigned, and then they paid me for a month before I came. So I took a month. I took a month between that church and Northwood, and that was the first time in all of my ministry that I had an actual month off of no pastoral responsibility whatsoever. And it was wild. Like that for a month, for just a month. All that weight, because I didn't know anybody here yet. I hadn't come here. You know what I'm saying? So like I did not know what to expect here. I knew no people. I was done with that season of ministry. So like I had no pastoral responsibility whatsoever. And it was wild. Like that weight was gone. And it was just this weird feeling of, what do I do?
Did you miss it in that?
Yes and no. For the first week or two, it was like, this is awesome. I don't have to, think about a hospital visit right now or make a decision or what the case may be. But yeah, about 2 weeks in, like, I'm ready. Let's get moving. I mean, because, I think just call it God. I mean, some of us are just designed by God to desire that and want to carry that weight.
Yes.
And I mean, I don't want to say I enjoy carrying the weight, because it's a weight, but like I do consider it a privilege to carry the weight. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm thankful that God in His grace and His sovereignty allows me to be a part of ministry, and I get to carry that weight. I don't always carry it well. No one does, but I'm thankful that I have the privilege,
Absolutely. And I asked that question because when I got out of the Navy, the position that I was in was dealing with a lot of, was caring for a lot lot of guys.
Yeah. And I remember that.
And dealing with, several issues.
Depression and things like that guys were struggling with.
Mental health, depression, and, various things. And And so when I got out, I thought that my desire was to be able to just focus on me, not worry about anyone else, and be able to do a job where I don't have anybody under me and I don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was part of that realization of I was not in the right place. Yeah. Was that like there's something about caring for others.
Yeah, absolutely.
That I found that I did miss.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was part of the calling or what it was, but it was clear. Like again, it was all part of the clarity of I'm not doing what I'm supposed to.
That's right. What so you think about your time at Wando? There have been some challenges. There's been some victories. What have been for you like some of the most surprising victories that you've experienced, or like some unexpected joys that you've had that you're like, oh, this really is good?
Oh gosh, I'm overall, I feel like we see that, regularly. Different, like the things that we're seeing there at Wando is personal growth in people.
Yeah.
I think about the family that started with us during VBS. Just two young girls started coming, and then their grandma and her parents came that weekend, and since then their whole family's been coming and bringing others. They just put a blood drive together for us this last week, and seeing a desire to continue to grow and help.
That's awesome.
And then seeing their part of the family. There's a younger lady who's at College of Charleston, and I remember like one of my biggest encouragements was her prayer request just a couple months ago was, help me be more faithful in reading the Bible. And to hear a young lady asked for that to start as a young college student who's not going to a faith-based college or anything like that, but that's her desire. And then now, like, she sought out discipleship and is now started one-on-one discipling with Hannah, who came over there to help us. So we're seeing people where we haven't set up formally discipleship groups. We're seeing various people seeking discipleship and starting discipleship groups generically on their own because we have a people that are desiring to grow.
That's good.
And that to me has been some of the most encouraging things to see, is that it's less numbers and more you're seeing people saying, how do I be involved more? How do I do more? How can I help with this? And as we're starting to see more people desire that and desire more learning. And we started a reading plan at the beginning of the year had several people from the church join in on this chronological reading plan. And we're seeing multiple discussions with young teachers and nurses and just young people in the church having biblical discussion through the Bible app as we read the Bible chronologically together. That, to me, seeing spiritual growth in others has been one of the most encouraging pieces that we're seeing right now.
When you think about the future of Wando, what are some big things you guys have coming up that you're really excited about?
Oh, man. So, one, we have what we're calling Pi Day this coming March 14th.
Of course, you nerd.
Of course, right? But it was Lindsay's idea.
Okay.
And so, but we have this desire to do more community game nights. Because we did one in December where we had the community come in and we played a bunch of games. And so we're doing this kind of as a food drive, but also a community game night. But the food drive is, hey, come bring cans and vote for the pastor you want to see get pied in the face. So
you'll probably get a pie.
I will probably get the pie. I've been trying to push for Kevin really, really hard.
Yeah.
But I imagine
which is the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, I mean, just go ahead and take it. You're gonna get. I've gotten the pie. It's no fun. We did a VBS thing here where the kids put money in the bucket for whatever person. One was that. One year was the ice cold water.
Yeah, I remember that too.
I hate cold. I despise cold.
It was up. Wasn't it up in the youth room?
No, that was in the worship center. We did at VBS.
Oh, that's right, worship center. Okay, yeah.
That was,
I remember that now.
That was miserable.
I got surprised that year by getting it too.
Oh, you got that's right. That's right. You got
I remember that.
Oh, that was
because you were the song leader.
That's right.
Right.
That was awful.
That's right.
That's awful. But yeah, those intentional community events, man, that's really good.
Yeah, and while that one's going to be fun, we are also working on for Easter. The Saturday before Easter, we're looking at doing a Easter carnival and egg hunt.
Yeah.
And so we're planning on trying to get like all the carnival games we can, pull out the bounce houses, have all the popcorn and all the things, and have it open to the whole community that Saturday. And the way we'll do it is everyone will come out, we'll enjoy that, and then 30 minutes before the event's supposed to end, we'll bring everyone into worship center, and while our volunteers are out hiding eggs, we'll get an opportunity to
gospel conversation with
bring
them.
the gospel conversation to the community.
Amen.
And show them that we're here and that we love them, and looking forward to being more involved in the community there. So.
Yeah, because you do, and that's what, when we started talking to Wando about a replant, and that church has been there forever.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And just, over the years, it was just starting to fade away, and so that community was appealing to us because the church is in a neighborhood, and so you guys have a real opportunity to impact a local community and really see gospel change in that community. And so just the encouragement to continue on doing what you're doing, obviously, to find those kind of events where you can invite the community in, and it's really good. It's really good.
It's been fun.
So when you think about the months, years ahead, I know you and Kevin are going to be at Wando for as long as Lord allows you to be there. What do you think will be the biggest challenges you guys will experience in the years ahead?
Oh, wow. I'm still thinking about what's happening this week.
But you always got to think ahead. Like here's where I see us going as a church, and I think these will be the roadblocks, right? I think for us, you think about Northwood, and that's not a roadblock or a challenge. It's not a roadblock, but it's a challenge. North Charleston itself, it's just always a changing community. What's the community going to look like 10 years from now compared to now, and how will we have to shift some of the ways we think about evangelism and reaching our community, right? And so there's always these little, challenges that as you're moving along a ministry, you've got to think, okay, this is coming up, and what if this happens? So what do you think? Well,
I don't know. I know that just in the next, I guess I'm really looking at this year.
Yeah.
Come fall this year, we're looking at having a school.
Oh, that's right.
On campus.
That's right.
Low Country Christian School will be coming and holding classes there possibly, as we're still looking at that. And if they do, there's, we've got to make sure we're dealing with some of the facility issues that have been allowed to kind of lapse in the past. Yeah. And so addressing those kind of things and making sure that hey, can we address security concerns with having children on campus every single day?
Yeah.
We're partnering with a Hispanic church, Iglesia, for VBS this year, which is super cool. Which that's doing a VBS together with not just another church, but another
ethnic
church
group
that
with a different
speaks
language.
a different language, and figure out how to do that and do that well. I think right now, Lindsay as a volunteer with us for the children, I think is bringing a lot of stress as she's trying to figure out how to make that work. So we're trying to figure out just how to support her best in that.
That's good.
But right now, the people that are part of Iglesia have been so encouraging in their desire for us to continue to grow in partnership together. So
good stuff, man. Well, listen, man, y'all are doing some great stuff, and it's cool to hear your story and just to see the faithfulness of God at work in your life over the years, and to see how you've answered this call of God, and to see you growing as a pastor has been really cool. And so here at Northwood Green Ridge, we're all very proud of you. And
Amen.
We're thankful that we were able to send you out with send you out with Kevin, who is also doing a wonderful job in ministry as well. 2 older guys, right? Not super old, but older guys, right? That's just a really cool story of how, because he came out of a career as well.
That's right.
And entered into ministry. And so just really cool how God has used you guys there. And I know that you're being a blessing to that church. And so I'm just thankful we get to do this together. And this is the beauty of the family of churches, right? That that we're still doing ministry together in a very real way across our churches. And we had a family of churches meeting earlier this morning. Our pastors got together and just, talked through ministry, and it's good stuff. Very exciting.
Well, Pastor, thank you for thinking about I appreciate your vision for the family of churches and just to see what God's doing. And Buck, thank you so much for taking the leap, because there is a leap of faith involved. I was a church planter, as y'all know, and there is a leap of faith. And for me to say I would do that was I felt it was crazy too. So you're really speaking into me as well. So we thank you for being here. So Pastor, as we close out, why don't you get us ready for next week?
Yeah, so if you're listening, continue to pray. Pray for Buck and pray for Kevin. Pray for Northwood Wando as they minister in that community and continue to see that church replant thrive. And if today's episode was helpful for you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can have new content delivered to your device every single week. Leave us a 5-star review. That certainly helps us to get word out about the podcast. And as always, we hope today's episode has helped you connect faith to life.